All right,
Not
y'all.
official.
Bradley, you can't even let me get my introduction out, sir. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back for a little TLC. Before I jump into today's video, I want to remind you that this Friday we're having Christianity After Dark. It'll be what I believe to be our last segment of Let's Talk About Sex, where we get into it about sex and Christianity. This is not your typical sermon about sex. It'll be very interactive, very informative, and just a lot of fun. So hopefully you will sign up and attend. I will put the registration link in the description box because you have to register to get the Zoom link. We're not going to be recording it because, again, it will be transparent. We want people to feel free to say whatever they need to say. You can also register by going to ericabluford.com or tlc-ministries.org. So don't miss out. I hope that I will see you there on Friday. With that being said, I'm really excited about the video for this week. Valentine's Day is coming up, and so for the month of February, I'm probably going to do a video that's related to love and relationships. So for this first one, I got a group of guys together to talk about what men want in general attraction. And so there are a variety of personalities on the panel. There are folks who are married. There are folks who are single and dating. There are folks who are single and not actively looking. So there's just a lot of wisdom, and it comes from a lot of different places because all of the men who I interviewed are different. And so I hope that you will enjoy. I hope that you will take a lot from it. Hopefully, ladies, this will help us to know what attracts men. What are they actually looking for? What do they like? Or maybe we will learn how we can keep some certain things going if we want to keep a man. So yeah, I just think it was a fun video, and I hope that y'all will enjoy. Let's get into it. The law of attraction. What do men really want? All right, everyone. So I'm really excited to have some of my favorite guys with me because they're going to give us some very real information about attraction, what men like, what men might not like. And so I hope that y'all will pay a lot of attention and get a lot of wisdom from this video. We're going to start off with a few introductions. So they'll tell you their name, their marital status, and anything else that they might want to tell you today. So starting with you, Jarrell.
Good evening, afternoon to all of you wonderful people. My name is Jarrell Jones, a proud graduate of the North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. I am a married Black man, been married for 2 years, got married in August of 2018 to my wife, Malia Brown Jones. I don't have anything else to introduce, so on to the next one.
Come on now with the full name of the wife. All right, we're moving over to you, Bradley.
What's going on? My name is Bradley Burton. Currently dating right now. Shut up. Yes, I did. Also the senior designer for the WNBA team in Chicago. And another Aggie alum.
Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.
I should have had some people from Central on here.
We're good.
That's neither here nor there. All right, David.
Hey everybody, my name is David Schroeder. Yeah.
Wait, you didn't say if you were single? You single and looking? You single and want people to leave you alone? What's going on?
I'm currently single, not actively looking, but I'm open to whatever happens. So.
Okay. All right, Dante.
Peace. What up, everybody? My name is Dante Jones. I am a member of the greatest fraternity in the world, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I am also a happily married man for almost 5 years. This November, I was blessed to marry my high school sweetheart. We have been together for 19 years this November.
Oh my.
She was in the 10th grade and I was in the 11th grade when we first got together, and we have made it through thick and thin, and we have a beautiful 16-month-old baby. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here, kicking it with the fellas and the homie E.
Oh.
Hey, Rashad Hamilton. I'm a graduating law student, and I am legally single. Um, Currently dating though. What else am I supposed to say?
I think that's good.
Okay.
Legally single.
Legally.
Just let it be known that you were never married before, because legally single means
Never married before. Never married, and definitely haven't had a relationship even approaching 19 years. Nowhere close. So,
Okay. So now y'all know who's in the room. Oh, I'm Erica, but this is my channel, so y'all will know that already. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a softball question, at least in my mind, and anyone you can jump in however you see fit. What attracts you, or if you're married, what attracted you?
I'll jump out and go ahead and grab it first. So I will say, in my steps of identifying who I was going to marry, I was looking in all the wrong places. Like, I was only looking on the surface and not looking below the surface. So I think for me, it started out just seeing like the physical, but then I learned that you got to see both. So what's on the outside and the inside really is what attracted me to my wife, and made it work.
So with me, I think before, let's say like before I moved and like got really serious in my career, it was probably pretty much like the physical feature. But that kind of led me in like the strip clubs and like just late nights where, you know, I'm conversating with them and like and we just vibing off, you know what I mean? And like we just started kicking it, but then again, like she a stripper. So like those tendencies come back around and it's like, ah man, because I'm used to like I like hood chicks. I like the, you know, the quick at the mouth, like do what you want to do, all of that. But eventually it got to the point like we just couldn't mesh, and then now it turned to like I like chicks that I vibe with, like we can chill on a Saturday and like she gets my jokes, I get her jokes. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like I have to second guess anything that I'm doing for that person. So it just turned from like physical features to like we really, you know, bonded and all of that.
so. I guess that's a perfect segue into kind of like what attracted me. Bradley, I'm sure we would have been cool in another life, my brother. Uh, but actually, it's cool because like my wife is cool with me going to strip clubs and all that, because you know I'll have fun, but you know I ain't spending too much. I ain't, you know what I mean. So it's
I
cool.
feel you.
But what attracts me is, so growing up, man, I always like those like educated ghetto girls. Like they hood is, I don't know what, but they go be something. You could tell, right? Like they going places.
Maybe a CNA.
Yeah. Right. So that's actually like what attracted me to my wife, even at a young age. Like we were running around Harlem, just living our young city lives. But she was the one out of her crew that was like class president. She was always doing her thing, you know, working at the library, doing this internship, that, and you know, and that was who I was within my crew. So we attracted on that level. But quite naturally, women mature faster than guys. So, you know, I was still trying to be this, you know, 1 foot in the books, 1 foot in the streets type of guy, and still thinking I was like this gangster scholar, which I had absolutely no part of gangster in me. We would just blame rap music. But she had started to mature, and she was no longer that little educated hood joint that I like. She was just growing into herself as a young lady. And I had to like find what attracted me to her to me within that. right? So I always tell a story that I fell in love with my wife like 2 or 3 times because we've been together so long that 15 to about 18, that was one little girl, right? And then like when you get to college, 18 to 21, that's a whole different young lady. And then 21 on, that was a new woman that I didn't even know. So each area, each time in her life, a different thing attracted me to her.
Boy, that was powerful.
Yeah.
Look,
And we
I'm
ain't
trying.
gonna do this every time you speak, Rashad.
No, I mean, look, I gotta go before you because it makes me feel ignorant for what I have to say. Because I feel like I'm just trying to fall in love once, and you done did it 3 times.
With
That's
the
just
same person. Let's with the same person.
all right. Well, I feel like my entire life I probably always fallen in or been attracted to something I couldn't have, um, in some way. And as a young buck, I mean, I was attracted to the Kelly Rowlands, the dimes. I'm talking the baddest ones in the school or wherever I was at. And I was always trying to shoot just above where I could where I'd land. And you know, you win some, lose some, lost a lot more than I won, and ended up making a lot of bad decisions, kind of like the brother Jarrell. Decisions, relationships that just didn't last long. Now I feel like I'm shooting for women who are just got it all. I mean, they got a career and a passion and a purpose, and for an entirely different set of reasons, it's hard to maintain relationships there as well because they're just as busy as I am, and it's been tough to maintain relationships with women who want to conquer the world. So I'm balancing those two warring halves. The part of me that just wants the baddest, physically baddest looking woman, and then the part of me who just wants somebody I can build something meaningful with. So,
Brother, I want to just, put it out there that you can't have both, right? Like I'm quite sure Brother Jones can attest. Like I'm quite sure his wife is bad. I feel my wife is bad, right? Like you can have it both. You don't have to have one or the other. You know what I mean? It's just that's just what it is. And I think that a lot of times people put it out there that you can't have both. You know what I mean?
Good. Let's stay right there because I think sometimes there is a narrative that like a superwoman, someone who also wants to take over the world, is like intimidating. And so I would love to get you guys' opinion on like, is it okay for someone to be a superwoman? Is that attractive to men? Or if it's not attractive, what type of men might that not be attractive to?
So
I
I
guess
was
I
just
can.
running again. Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
So I guess I can speak on that. That a lot of people think that being a superwoman is intimidating, but I actually think it's the exact opposite because I'm like this chill, go with the flow type person. So I need somebody who's gonna be there to, I guess, like start the conversation and then just kind of be her own woman and all that. Because I mean, I don't want someone that I'm gonna have to try to like lead or all the time at least. So I'm actually attracted to women who knows what she wants, who's going to go after what she wants. She doesn't need a man to provide things for her.
So like my experience with that superwoman that superwoman type woman, has been it was interesting because what I identified when they were great in their careers or like great, in terms of schooling and all that stuff, they struggled like in other areas. And so they had like insecurities, and they had, just different things that they struggled with. And those things came out the closer you get to them. And in some moments that can make or break a relationship because they had so many things that you can't see on the outside And then once you have that conversation on the inside, it's like, So, I mean, you can have that, but it can be sometimes difficult because what you see on the outside is so beautiful and so perfect can really be like broken on the inside, and they may not be even ready for a relationship at all. They just might like flaunting their status of being the baddest on the block.
So it
Man.
sounds like, go ahead, D.
Oh, I think like Brother Trotter was saying, man, part of the reason why my wife is my wife today is because I saw those qualities in her. That superwoman, a little bit about me. I left what I would call a lucrative banking career, and one day told my wife, "Hey, babe, God told me to go to law school, so I'm gonna quit." And outside of my faith in Christ, I had faith in my wife that she was going to be able to do her part, not only financially, but mentally, emotionally, to support me and this family, right? And part of the reason why I married her is because I had the foresight for that. Not that I was going to quit my job and become a full-time student, but that she was someone that if anything ever happened to me, uh, or, she could manage the family. Or better yet, relationships, sometimes the man has to give 90 and the woman give 10. Sometimes the woman got to give 90 and the man has to. I don't believe in it's always 50-50, right? That's like, even, I know Rashad is a big basketball fan. Everybody not gonna be on every night. You know what I mean? Sometimes Jordan needed, Rodman and Pippen to carry the weight. You know what I mean? It wasn't too often with Jordan, maybe more often with Kobe and LeBron, but that's another conversation for another day. But I say that to say that superwoman thing, I'm super attracted to that. I think a lot of I look at like the Felicia Rashads, I look at some of those relationships, even fictional relationships, the Martin and Gina's that I looked up to, the Dr. Huxtable and Mrs. Huxtable. Some of those relationships, some of those women were powerful women, and they were not lacking in any area. It just took secure men to allow them to be powerful women. And I don't mean allow as in a woman needs a man's approval, but within that relationship, that those men allowed those women to live their truth and be who they were and were able to balance that. You know what I mean? I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for my superwoman. And if you know me, I'm not the guy that has, that just leans on my woman. But it's great to have that support there. As I said, I have a 16-month-old daughter. God forbid something happens to me, even before we had our child. The thing that said, you know what, this needs to be your wife, is I saw my wife, my girlfriend at the time, that if something happened to me while she was pregnant, before I even got the chance to meet my child, I was confident in the morals that she was going to instill in that child and the things that she was going to teach that child. And she had that hustle, that drive, and the skills to go out and make sure that my child lacked for nothing.
So it sounds like it's okay for you to be a superwoman so long as your superwoman identity transcends just your job. Like, are you emotionally mature? Like, are you a superwoman in the courtroom or in the boardroom, but then you don't know how to communicate with your significant other, or are all of your personal relationships trash? It sounds like you need to be like a holistically decent person is what that sounds like to me. That seemed like a good synopsis.
I think just to pick up there, I think you kind of have to, you could be a superwoman, but I think it comes down at bottom to communication um, and the willingness to communicate. I mean, you can enter a relationship having gone through some terrible relationships, going through some terrible experiences, and be not have your entire life together, for one reason or another. But if you're unwilling to talk through those issues, then you just can't take the relationship to the next part. I mean, I feel like I might not be speaking for everybody, but I'm willing to work through a lot. I'm willing to put up for a lot with a lot. But I just can't put up with poor communication skills, not knowing how to deal with disagreements, not knowing how to express what one likes and what one does not like. I mean, it's tough to get to the second stage if you can't even I can't even talk to you.
Okay. Bradley, look like you're about to say something. How you feel about this
I was
communication, man?
community. Communication has to be decent. It's just because you can tell, I guess, like start talking to somebody how communication is going to be. Um, One can be very talkative and be like very explanatory. Like I had somebody where I dated where she wanted to know every angle of my thought process of everything I wanted to do. Or if we got in an argument, why did we get to this point? And at that time, I didn't want that because I lack communication. Like I keep it a buck. Like if we argue or something, or we get something like, say we have a off day or whatever, I want to be by myself and chill for a little bit before we can carry a conversation. But I think once I got out of that situation, I kind of look back at myself and was like, okay, maybe I could have communicated more and be an adult about it, or like further my growth of it, because not communication leads to so many situations where it doesn't have to be.
Okay. It sounds like for at least for Rashad, not communicating is a deal breaker. Like we ain't gonna make it. I'm about to be out of here. So I'm curious to know what some deal breakers are or were for the rest of the folks on the call. Jarrell is looking like I didn't have no deal breakers. Anything goes.
No, 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 no. Don't say that. For wow. So for me, it was a couple different things. And no, nothing against anybody. I didn't do smoking. Um, it was like, nah. Had a bad experience with that in high school, and I was like, never again.
You talking about
Um,
cigarettes or you talking about the marijuana?
Cigarettes,
The
cigarettes.
the,
You know,
the sticks.
sticks didn't work. Get your green in. Go ahead. I ain't gonna partake, but that's on you. Um, and for me, it was also being able to accept ministry. Um, because for me, I was preaching. I started preaching my senior year of college, and so I was moving towards possibly pastoring. Um, going forward. So a couple of things. So if you couldn't accept ministry or be interested, and I'm not saying you had to be speaking in tongues, falling out on the altar, but just accept what's going on. Those were my two. Other than that, we can live life, be free. Let me play golf on the weekends, and I'm good.
Quick attitudes, man. Like, like just very quick, like short tempered person. Like I talked to somebody, try to date somebody, and like they would call me. Here's this. They would call me at 8 in the morning. Good morning, Bradley. How's it doing? Whatever, whatever. I will do the same thing and call a whole attitude. I'm sleeping at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, we just talked the last 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, what's the problem? But she had like a very short temper. Like, I was getting cussed. That chick was like really, 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 really. It was just too many issues, and like you get tired of it. And like it would be like I would try to help them. I'm a positive person. Have conversations. Hey, I'm peachy, but like one thing can set you off, and you be off for the rest of the week. Like I can't have this. That drains my energy. I don't feel like talking to you. All of that. So my quick attitude was like a big turn off for me.
think this is so interesting. So
I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I gotta, because I feel like some of us might not be being honest. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. One thing that was a deal breaker, and probably still is, though I haven't encountered it in a while, is somebody who is just unwilling to have sex until marriage. I gotta be honest. I mean, that's just at this current place in my life, I'm just not there spiritually where I can say, I'm going to enter this relationship knowing that there's no way we can have sex until I put a ring on it. So
it's funny you say that. I haven't dated as an adult, so I don't know what that's like, right? And where I am with Christ now, I was not always there, especially at a young age in high school, right? But I have one of my best friends is going through the exact same thing. He has the perfect girl. I mean, I call her little sis, and I met her once because everything she does, it just seems right for him. But she's working on her relationship with Christ and strengthening that and deepening her walk. And that's her only flaw. That's the only thing that's keeping them from being together. So, man, I hear it and I seen it, brother. I hear it and I seen it.
See, the thing is, I was talking to this chick in college, and she was, she wanted to save sex from, for marriage, and I lost my virginity long time ago. So like, I was okay with that because I really was in love with this woman. You know what I mean? Like, I was ready to wait. You know what I mean? Because it's like at the end of the day, I'll smash, something happens, hate me forever. You know what I mean? But like, but like, I'll see it like if we like connect without sex, then I learn so much more about her. Everything is like more smooth. Like we could do a whole night without anybody naked, So it's like creative things we can do together, like go out and like really like be in tune with each other. But like, you know what I mean? It's like different people.
Yo, Rashad is sitting there like, sound good. That sounds good. Nah, but yo, Rashad, I'm gonna tell you, right? I'm a little older than you, brother, and he's a little older than me. But I told him, imagine, like, could you sacrifice a year to maybe 2 years for the rest of your life? And this is not even on some preachy stuff, bro. You know me, I'm not that guy, but I'm just thinking pragmatically, right? Like you're sacrificing 3 years of your life. You're sacrificing 3 years of your life to be a lawyer for the rest of your life. Could you sacrifice maybe a year and a half, 2 years to have your wife forever?
Say that. Stay right there. Stay right there. That's good word. Preach, preacher.
Now, I'm just putting that out there. Not, you know what I mean? I totally respect what you're saying, and I'll probably be the same way if I was in your shoes, my brother. But I'm just offering something that I offer to my boy.
I plead the fifth.
Excuse me, sir. You have not been indicted. There's no criminal trial. I don't know what you think is going on here. Okay. We're gonna talk about this in Christianity After Dark. I'm excited, and then it won't be recorded, so you can tell me how you really feel. Did you have any additional deal breakers, David?
So I guess mine kind of goes along with what everyone else was saying, because I'm not currently dating right now, and I haven't been in a serious relationship in a long time, so I don't really have a lot of experience with things that I could possibly see as a deal breaker. But definitely communication is one. Like, we have to be able to communicate. And going back to something that Bradley said, he said something like he was ticked off and he needed a minute. Like, I think a lot of times when people think of communication, they think of, oh, we have to tell each other everything. Or if we're mad, then we need to sit down right there and hash this out. Where I think communication for me is, if that's not the way I deal with the problem in a relationship, me communicating would be like letting you know, hey, like if I'm mad, I might take a day or a few hours to like cool off, be by myself. But then we can come back and like work this thing out. So that's what I think of communication. And just some like social things I can't do with smoking cigarettes either. Green is okay, but cigarettes no. And so far, that's really all that I have as a deal breaker currently. So,
Man, listen, I know it's easy for me to say this because I'm not in these streets, but I feel like, man, I have so many deal breakers, right? I can't do kids. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I could, like my wife and I, we talk like we homies all the time, right? Like that's one of my closest friends. I don't necessarily call my wife my best friend, but that's not my thing, right? That's not our thing. But one of my closest friends, and we'd be like, if you were single, what would that be like? Bro, I'm not trying to be nobody's stepdaddy. I'm sorry. I'm like, we putting it out there. I'm with y'all with the bogeys. I couldn't do the cigarette. I'm not a weed smoker, so I probably wouldn't be able to do because that usually follows you, right? Like the weed smokers, I know it follows them. Now, I guess an occasional burner is here and there, but if you need a wake and bake, I don't know if I can really do that. You know what I mean? But it's so many things that I'll be like, man, I don't know how y'all put up with it, right? For me, if like I'm really family oriented, so if you wasn't rocking with my family, I wouldn't be able to do that. Same thing. I can't date outside of my religion. I just couldn't do it. I need somebody that understands me and my God, my relation. Like if my wife didn't share my faith, my love and trust for Christ, what would that look like when I say, hey babe, God told me to quit my job and be a full-time student? Right? I just that just she would, it just wouldn't work. So there's like so many things I'd be like, I probably would be totally single if God didn't give me my wife when I was 16 years old. Because I'm real picky, bro.
Yeah, I'm interested. So I'm doing a video like this with the ladies too. And y'all have listed, for the most part, very few deal breakers. And I imagine that the ladies will have a very long list of deal breakers. And we'll just see how that goes. So I
I
want
guess
to
I need you to discuss this height thing because I feel like when I did a whole lot of online dating, the first thing that a woman would ask me is like, that she would say, I can't believe you're actually X and X height. I'm not even gonna put it out there right now, but people would just be like how many brothers do y'all know anybody who lies about their height?
As a brother that's under 6 foot, I'm gonna tell you, this is not your fight, my brother. This is not your fight, my brother.
I'm trying to represent because first of all, I want to understand why height is so important. Second of all, I want to know.
Listen, Rashad, it's like when that white woman walked up to Malcolm X and said, "So what can I do as a white woman for nothing?" This is not your fight, my brother. You could have definitely played D1 basketball at Carolina, bro.
I was trying to keep that. I was trying to keep that, to the side and address the issue at hand. But anyway, I just want y'all to make sure y'all
know what the
discuss
issue is at hand because you didn't even get out what you was trying to say.
No. He can't. It's not his fight. It's not his fight.
Wait a minute.
Crazy.
Stop.
Crazy. What?
Hey, look, he's being, bruh is like a good 6'3", 6'4", trying to figure out why ladies ain't trying to deal with nobody under 6 feet. Bro, you can't have that conversation.
Oh, that's the question.
But it's a valid one. It's a valid one because my boys go through it all the time. You know what I mean? But you can't have that conversation.
I'll make sure I'll ask that with the ladies. I'll be like, does height really matter? Me and my sisters have this conversation a lot. But yeah. But maybe this ain't your fight right now tonight, Rashad. Okay.
Nah, my man was ready though.
He sat up in his chair. He almost popped out of his little floating background and everything. And I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on?
You're not even out here height fishing. They height fishing. You know what I mean?
Okay. So this might be a little bit controversial, but I think that y'all are probably the best people who can talk about this. What are some things women can do to make themselves more attractive or appear to be more marketable?
That's so loaded and subjective. But go ahead, brothers.
David came off mute. He ready.
I got to check and make sure my wife's not listening.
Nobody wants to say anything. Y'all scared.
All right, so I'll start at the top. I start at the top, and then I'm gonna exit stage left. I think, as y'all can see, I was with my wife for a really long time before we got married. Now, granted, a lot of y'all from the South, y'all married way faster than we do up north. And then it sounded like y'all all grew up in the church and you're real churchy. Y'all even married even faster. But what I will say is when we were together for a long time before getting married, and people used to look at my wife and say, why are you still with him? Why are you waiting this? The whole why about it. We even lived together for quite a few years before we got married. But to answer your question, what I think women can do, and I know this is toting the line, show brothers what it would look like with you being their wife, right? It was so much easier for me to say I wanted to marry this woman because I had an idea of what life would look like with her as my wife, right? My sister has this, I'm not having sex before marriage. I'm not moving in with nobody before marriage. She's doing all these what she's not gonna do before she gets married. Hence, she's not married, right? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, what are you gonna do to show this man what his wife is going to look like? And I think if sisters did a little more of that, they may get better results.
And I just piggyback on that because I feel like it also applies to women looking for relationships. Going to marriage, I mean, that's important too. I mean, I think about it this way. If you're looking for a relationship with the man that will treat you better than the streets would, it kind of, I mean, I feel like you can't carry yourself in certain ways. Like, I mean, and I know I'm towing a line that's probably going to get me in trouble 5-10 years from now. So let me be careful.
But when you say can't carry yourself a certain way, like I need explicit. Like what? I need specific. How are they carrying themselves that is unattractive?
The rule would be, a general rule of clickability would be like, you can't be out here thirst trapping. And I think we all have a rigorous understanding of what that means.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Shit, y'all gonna make me go into it. You can't be
not let Erica bait you, bro. She is a skilled litigator and she will get you, brother.
Oh shoot! Look, I'm trying to stay academic. I'm trying to let you, let the terms take you where you will. But anyway, you can't be out here thirst trapping. You can't have showing all this body and trying to attract the wrong type of attention and expect to get a solid foundational relationship. I just don't think that's how it works. But I also don't think you're gonna have to be out here looking for a relationship, actively looking for it. I feel like, game recognizes game. People will pick up on the energy. And then if you want to be in a relationship, you kind of have to put off a little bit of that energy as well. What I mean by that is, even though I will cut off a relationship if sex is nowhere in the future, in the immediate future. I don't know how to define immediate. It's not like the first date or something like
we need
anything like that.
We need a definition for immediate as well.
Yeah. I don't know how to work on immediate. Is like 3 to 5 months. Like how to think like a man. Like 3 to 5 months. Like how to think like a man.
3 to 5 months. I thought you were talking about some weeks.
Okay. I don't know. Look, I'm trying to be respectable. 3 to 5 months. But anyway, the point is, even though sex is important to me, I don't want it to be so soon in a relationship, but that it lays the foundation. It is what our relationship is based on. And I feel like that goes to kind of showing me what it would be like to be in a relationship with you if you kind of hold that back for just long enough for me to know I want it.
So how is the woman supposed to know? Because I'm confused, brother. I don't know. Like, do you want it or do you don't? You don't want it waited too long, not too quick. Now I got to talk to the sisters.
Good question. Good question.
This ain't your fight,
Good
man.
question.
All right, you're right. Good answer. Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Inquiring minds want to
Present.
know. Cause it sounds to me like you want, like, let me try it out at the 3-month mark, but then we just need to have conversation from that point forward, and I'm gonna see if I actually like you conversationally.
That's not how it is. I feel like the standard is you can't let a relationship should be built on a solid foundation, and I don't think you can build a relationship on sex necessarily. Like I think there has to be more there. So the time it takes, I don't know if that's even an important factor. I just think that I don't know if it could come too early unless there are just overwhelming factors that just bring y'all together, like, family or, job or something that can hold that relationship down when sex becomes a little less exciting.
Okay. So you talked about maybe we have, it sounds like we have to try to find a balance between showing the brother what the relationship might be like without giving too much away, because that gets into the why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, I think. But yeah, that just seems like where it is right now. Like we need to try to balance what might this be like without giving you everything that it's going to be like, so you still have some interest in actually committing. Did anyone have anything to add about how women can make themselves more attractive or more marketable? Y'all scared. The lady's gonna light into the men. I just
hold up. If nobody else is gonna speak, like this isn't something I can answer, but I really do want to see this discussed more. I feel like I've become too woke for my own good. What do I mean? In this particular instance, I mean, I no longer know how to approach a woman in certain instances because I'm afraid that if I approach her at the gym or I approach her at the grocery store or if I approach her at the mall, I am like acting out that predator that is a caricature on social media. I am, trying to approach her in situations where she obviously doesn't want to be approached. Back in, early 2000s, my mall hawking days, just walk up to anybody I wanted to and start a conversation. It was not, I just didn't have any conception of it being threatening in any way. But I've heard enough women tell me that it is something they find threatening that I actually don't know if I still have that skill anymore. Between the wokeness and then COVID-19, I just actually don't know if I can still do that.
So you ain't holler at nobody through the mask yet?
No, I ain't even trying, man. It's all Bumble.
I do think that's interesting though, because you did mention earlier, Rashad, that women can make themselves appear more marketable and more attractive by actually be willing to date. And sometimes I do think that women like want a man to find them, but they haven't put themselves out there like whatsoever, and they don't give off any energy that shows that they're approachable or that they're even like looking for anybody at all. And so I do think that that's something that women can do, like find ways to look like you actually want somebody to talk to you. And some of that might have to go to conversations that women have with one another, that every man who talks to you is not your husband, but also like you shouldn't be threatened just because somebody tells you that you look nice. Like accept the compliment, smile, and keep it moving, or talk to them some more if you want to. Like it's really not that deep. But I think that's something that I have learned because I have a lot of guy friends, and I am generally not threatened by guys. Or I'll call Bradley and be like, "Hey, yo, this dude just said this to me. Is he saying this to me or is he saying that to me?" And Bradley will tell me.
Light his ass up.
yeah, Bradley will keep me.
Man, everybody try to be for themselves. I mean, like women just want to be a hot girl for like 12 months out of the year. Like they will be like, they don't want to bring nothing to the table. You know what I mean? Like they just be like, I'm gonna bring the poom poom and looks, and I want you to go out and be the best man you can be in life, but be better. You know what I mean? Like they they want a drug dealer, they want a street nigga, and they want you to treat them nice. They want all this make believe stuff with the drug dealer type that is never going to be together. So you over here contemplating like, man, should I talk shit to her? Like, should I like be mean today? You know what I mean? Because that attracts women. You know what I mean? Like I've been called like women have been like, you're too nice. You know what I mean? Like you do too much nice things. Like, and then they'll tell me how Roy used to handle them back in the day and why they can't walk straight. You know what I mean? Like it just be too much going on.
Well, he can't walk straight.
Who is Roy? Is Roy Hulk Hogan or the Undertaker or something?
like Roy just pushing women like off the steps and shit. Like it's just everybody want to be these, like I said, these Instagram models that's really they're not even real. You know what I mean?
Bro, social media got it messed up, man. And it's not just I see it through my fellas. A lot of guys, it's hard for them to date regular women because they're comparing them to Bernice Burgos. And like it's social media really got everybody messed up, bro. It's crazy.
She is not walking around Mebane, Graham, Greensboro, Richmond, Durham.
Not the big city of Mebane.
Y'all don't know y'all walking around the big city of Mebane.
She ain't in Saxby Hall. None of that.
Stop trying to chase these 10s and stick to the 5s and 6s that you used to.
Nah, see, you know what it is? It's just that we gotta get back to what a 10 really is. You know what I mean? Because there's some 10s walking around. You know what I mean? It's just what you consider, what you giving points to now. You know what I mean? And it's just a false sense of reality. That's what it is. Because I actually have a few friends who have they're not Bernice, but they have a decent social media following. But that's not really who they are. Like, you know what I mean? So that's filters, that's angles, that's cameras, that's ring light. A lot of even guys. I got brothers on IG fronting and in my inbox talk about, yo, bro, let me just hold $100 to my stimmy hit. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways, bro. It's really social media really got us messed up, man.
And let's be honest, these makeup tutorials be having every woman look the same. They all look the same.
Surprised at some of these challenges, man. And these not the one, we're not gonna talk about those other challenges. I'm talking about like the makeup switch ups. It's just you see some. They really be whole different people. And my brother said, Bumble, what that experience like, bro?
And y'all want me to speak on it? Because it's dangerous.
Yes.
I want you to speak on it.
Okay, let me dive in.
Those filters are real.
let me dive in before you set this whole thing ablaze. Like that makeup joint kill everything. Like you be like, yo, who is this? Like, so I think that's a thing that could be maybe unattractive sometimes if it's too much and you get to the how. And let me just be real, I'm a preacher, but I hadn't always been a preacher. So I you get to the crib and it's like, yo, you took the wig off and the makeup. Like what happened?
My eyes aren't really green. You know what else?
Another secret.
This is nice in the summer. Oh, wait. I am glad to get these off.
No, not that. Not the tits. Please tell me that.
They're not even the right color. This voluptuous ass of mine. Guys always get a kick out of this one. Wait. Oh, God, I feel so much better. I know you do, too.
Look, ooh, woo. Hey, you see, you.
No way.
I have got to.
Oh, please, Jeremy, come on. Don't make me hop after you. Come on.
Wigs is a new vibe. You know what I mean? The wig, we ain't have wigs in my day.
Yeah,
High
like
school girls with different wigs and stuff. You at high school with a wig?
yeah, like what's going on? You know, you done took all your track, you know that. So go, please set the fire though, Rashad. Go ahead. I'm done.
But before you said the fire, Rashad, before you said there was a lot that y'all said in all of that. So one, it sounds like actually look like you with your makeup on, like maybe let him see who you are without your makeup and without your weave in, so that he can know he's actually attracted to you. It also sounds like maybe we need to have some more realistic expectations for like what a real man is, and also get some healing from our dysfunction, because it is dysfunction for you to want somebody who is going to be pushing you down the steps or like treating you like crap. That is dysfunction. And I can tell y'all now, don't bring that over here because it's not going to work. But those were a lot of good things. Don't overdo it on your makeup and your weave. Don't say that you want a great, nice guy, but then expect for him to treat you like crap. Okay. And now, Rashad, you can set it ablaze.
You know what? I'm not even gonna do it because you just extracted the necessary the takeaways. There's no need to even burn the house down because you done laid the table out. So I will just say that dating online is tough, because you can see something and it'd be a whole mirage. It reminds me of that old Missy Elliott song. I can't remember what it was. Can't remember the name of it because they all kind of blend together. But she's in there. She got the wine or whatever, and she looked like Halle Berry. And then she pulls it to the side, and it's Missy Elliott. Missy fine. She ain't Halle Berry. So that's kind of what you can get into if you ain't careful on these apps.
Okay. Yeah, man, y'all gotta be careful. I think women have to be careful too, because I have seen somebody in person and been like, I want to backpedal out the door, and because you didn't look nothing like what that picture said you did. But that's neither here nor there.
Yo, so I'm on a dating site a long time ago, and banging picture. Yeah, it was college at the T.
Okay.
Banging picture, all of that, and she went to what's that little small school in Raleigh? Around the gate. No, this is a small little.
No,
Shaw.
Okay.
You was wrong already.
Look, it's a one way in, one way out situation at Shaw. We get there, right? I got my homeboy with me. She come out. She don't look nothing like the pictures. Plus, she got a suitcase with her. My homeboy looking like, my homeboy looking like, yo, what you doing in a suitcase? I was like,
deal breaker.
Immediate.
That's the next
in the car,
bro. You need to
look. Guy in the car. She smelled like outside.
Like outside.
I put the window down. It's hitting my homeboy in the face and the back. So we booking it to like the interstation. I'm like, yo, I gotta.
Bradley, can I interject, bro? You just disregarded about 4 different warning signs right there. Let's not miss that.
Look, you know how them nights in college were. We ain't gonna sit there in front.
I'm sorry though, because you said she didn't look nothing like what her picture looked like. She had a suitcase. It smelled like outside. No.
The things we put up with. But yo, so here's the thing. Here it is. I called my homeboy. I'm texting him driving. I said, yo, call me right now and make up a story. He calls, he starts crying. They had an argument. I was like, dang, we can't, further this night along. So I took her back. Blocked her, ain't never seen her again.
You came to your senses, my brother.
I had to because my homeboy was in the car with me.
I feel like you caught me that night. I probably gave you a virtual side eye. Okay.
That outdoor smell can be rough though. That outdoor.
I get it. I don't think you can smell outside till you about 18. You gotta be at least over 18. That's the kid, I never knew what outside smell like.
Yeah, you like, ooh.
It smell like it's like a weird smell. Like it don't have no name. It's just outside.
It's outside. Okay. Okay. Y'all said a lot of good stuff on here. I just want to ask one final question because again, y'all know I go to bed at 7:30. The final thing that I want us to do, since Dante brought up how, you know, we're have all these points, the wrong points going to make somebody a 10. So I want us to say like what our no, I want us to make up like a new criteria basically for what makes a 10 in a woman. Okay. So I want y'all to really think about this and like tell me what would be a 10 for you. Okay. Or like in your ideal world. Okay. Like what should the criteria for a 10 be? I'm gonna give y'all.
I think I can jump right in. Like I don't even have to think long.
Oh, okay. Go ahead then.
I love Gabrielle Union and her openness and her willingness, her receptive. I think this. I'm a preacher. Her receptiveness to all that D Wade has like been through, with his ex-wife, with his children.
Break baby.
Yeah, that the break baby. All that. I think that's like amazing. Like she ain't got the Bernice body, but she is pretty much what we see all natural, I believe, you know, in looks or whatever. And she just got a lot going on for her. I define like somebody who just can be open with you, can talk to you, can accept what you got going on. I think that's a 10. Gabrielle has talked about everything in their relationship, and if you know you look it up, she talked about everything. I think somebody like that is a 10. So you can't base everything on. Again, I'm gonna go back to that whole physical piece. You gotta be able to see everything, be able to communicate, be who you are. Don't be the date site girl who has the makeup tutorial for her pictures, and then when you get to meet her, she smell like outside and she got a suitcase like that. it don't work like that. So somebody who can be true and transparent in every area of their life is a 10. And you ain't got to be churchy. Let's get that clear. My man, no, you ain't got to be churchy, but you know we can be good and you be real. And if you don't like church all the time, hey, just come first Sunday. You ain't got to come second, third, and fourth. We good. So, but be real with me. Be transparent. Be open. And I think that's a 10 in my book.
I'll go ahead and finish off the married boys, and then y'all fellas can go. And I don't want to sound cliche, but like, man, I think he's downplaying Gabrielle. Gabrielle been fine. I don't see Gabrielle just walking across the street. I don't know about in Mebane, but in Harlem, you know what I mean? We ain't had no Gabrielles just running around.
They not in Mebane either, dog. They not.
Whoa.
Now, what I will say.
My bad. I seen him in Graham. By the court office.
That's okay. I go there. I go there too. I know you got my cities confused. It's okay.
I think, man, that confidence is this is a subjective question, right? So everybody's 10 gonna be different, right? But I think confidence is key. I done seen some 4s make it to a 7 by rocking that 4 right. You know what I mean? Like, so that confidence is key. And this is with all due respect. I think our loving forever first lady isn't typically what we would consider a standard baddie, right? She's not, I don't think she's Gabrielle. She's not Beyonce. She's more of who we see every day. But something about her, this like the way she carries herself, how she is as educated woman, an attorney, a mother, a wife, even just her regular when she's just alone and you don't realize that she's all of those things. It's just, the way she carries herself, the way she speaks, that confidence, that's how you make it to a 10 for me, because that comes along with so many other things. And, and that's not to say that I'm not always checking for looks and stuff like that. I think I would not be able to love my wife if I didn't think she was beautiful. You know what I mean? So that's not like I'm not shallow and superficial, because I probably am. I get it. But you know what I mean? I think it's not just that. And like I said, you could take somebody that you got to squint and tilt your head to the left a little bit at a 4, and that confidence, you know what I mean? They could work their way up. And now, fellas, y'all could, you know what I mean? The world is your oysters.
Let me jump right in real quick. Let me jump in real quick before y'all do this to the end of the night. I love what you just said. Like, that outfit she had on at the inauguration, like, it wasn't flamboyant or anything. It was just like, boom, she right there. And it was the way she had her shoulders back, and it was like, yo, like, my homeboys was in the group chat, like, y'all seen Shell today? I was like, y'all can't talk about Barack wife like that. But it was like, just that confidence was like, you turn your head a little bit to the side, like, Shorty was back. But okay, go ahead, single guys. Y'all got it.
I mean, I'll go ahead and jump in. I don't even feel like I have to say anything, because Dante really hit it on the head for me with the whole confidence thing. Like, you can, if you like wearing wigs and wearing makeup and stuff, like, you can do that. But if you feel confident just wearing your natural, like, no makeup, natural hair and everything too, that's fine with me. So like you said, it's all about confidence for me.
It's the confidence for me. I couldn't resist. Okay. Go ahead, Bradley.
Yo, first off, I want to say Dante Jones sounds so cool, that New York accent, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
But like, just being down for me, taking me, as the person I am, understanding like I'm a workaholic, so hopefully her work ethic can match mine. Just being honest on every level. Attractiveness, we're not gonna talk to no ugly chick. But just being there for me, even if I don't want you to be there. You know what I mean? And that really means a lot at the end of the day.
All right. I could have taken this answer in a lot of different directions. I could have been completely ignorant, but because of the tone that Brother Bradley just left us out.
Nah. You gotta be ignorant.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like I concur on the confidence thing. So I'm just gonna leave it with these two other qualities. First of all, the ability or the desire to want to grow is a 10. Somebody who expresses, I think that's what I find attractive about people who are striving for some sort of career aspiration, because inherent in that is a desire to want to grow, to be better. And that has to be an essential part of who I consider a 10, because there's just going to be so much growth that comes between when I meet you to when we have kids to when we part this earth. Hopefully there's a significant amount of time between those periods. But anyway, and then the last thing I'll mention is just a desire to want to laugh. That's a loaded word in my, a loaded term, but like being able to smile, to be able to laugh at one's failures and successes is important. And I can't even get to the bottom of why that's so important, but I will hardly approach somebody who just looks like they just a stick in the mud. And I don't know, I can't tell you why, but if you seem unapproachable, I'm going to assume you are and just move in a different direction. So, and that kind of goes for the relationship as well, because life is hard. And the type of life that I want to lead is not going to get much easier. So we have to find time to be able to laugh together.
Hey, Erica, if I may, fellas, just for my sisters that may be watching, right? Y'all went on like a deeper level, but what causes y'all to swipe right, right? Or is it swipe left? Whichever one you like. What is it? Why do you swipe each way you swipe, right?
Just the ass and titties.
Hey, that's respectable. That's respectable, bro. That's respectable.
Be honest with you, it's that part right here. It's like really attractive. I don't know why, but this part right here.
Are you talking about the unibrow?
No, like the eyes and like right here, like
Okay, so it's all in the eyes.
that turns me on. No, like that just right here, like right here. That's
But
I
where's
did
gonna
I
go
did
with the
get it.
suitcase? You need to go find her, man. If that's what it's about, man.
I mean, for me, it's the smile, pretty face, and they got to have a full body picture. I will never swipe right on another from a chest high pic. Like if you all you got is chest high pics, what you sending is a very clear signal that what's below the chest ain't cooked. Like
No,
I
no,
ain't
no,
gonna
no.
do it no more.
What you're sending is that you're not confident in what's below the chest.
See, that's where
what
we
it
can
is.
leave it. That's where we can leave it
That's
right
what
there.
it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. I'll never do it again.
Okay, so it sounds like what's gonna get the initial approach is what you look like. It's the physical, and you being confident in your physical appearance. But what might get them to stay and have maybe more than one conversation with you is your openness, your willing to communicate and accept them, your ability to work hard and your desire to grow. You being honest and being your true and authentic self. That sound about right? All right. I think this was really good. I really appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Y'all who watch this video, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what these gentlemen have said. Do you agree? Do you think they were totally off base? I would love to know what you think, and I will see you next week for a little TLC. All right. Bye bye.